Okay, so last time, if you recall, we started discussing Hamiltonian simulation, and we essentially discussed two fundamental ways in which we can simulate Hamiltonian. Number one was we realized that every Hamiltonian can be written as a sum of a superposition of Paulis, different Pauli operators. So there's a term people usually just call it a Pauli. So a Pauli means like there are individual Pauli operators that are acting on some qubit. So it may not be just one Pauli operator. It might be, a tensor product of many Pauli operator and individual qubit, but the whole term is called a Pauli. So once we know how to, simulate one term, this sum can be simulated using the trotterization method, right? We can approximate the exponential of sum of operators as the product of individual exponentials, and then that's just an approximation, but that's how it is. You can make the approximation better by using higher order uh, Trotter Suzuki formulas to reduce the errors, but that's generally the way. And then uh, we actually discussed another method, which is pretty good for sparse matrices. So we discussed the method to simulate a single term in that superposition. Again, we express our Hamiltonian as sum of one sparse matrices, and we studied the method to simulate one term, and then the sum of those terms can still be simulated using the trotterization method. Today we will discuss one other method, and this is the last method that we will study for simulating Hamiltonian. Then we will go on to applications where it's you can sort of imagine it as a post-trotter method in which um, we will introduce an alternative to the trotterization principle, where the individual term that can still be, a one sparse matrix or maybe a Pauli, that, and we will assume that we know how to simulate that, but we will discuss a new method to simulate when we can express our Hamiltonian as superposition of matrices. But this method will be applicable to a special type of superposition in which actually the Pauli matrices are already included. But the one sparse matrices, they will have to be seen if they fit into this criteria or not. And this method is called linear combination of unitaries. So essentially, we have this problem that if we can express our Hamiltonian as, let's say, a combination of, I don't know, m terms, and each term with a positive real coefficient, let's say aj, and then the other terms are vj's. And the condition is this, that for this algorithm, that this is positive real and this is a unitary. For example, if you can describe your Hamiltonian as a superposition of Pauli operators, Pauli operators are already unitaries. And even if you're in your superposition, you have coefficient as complex numbers, we can convert that superposition into this form. क्योंकि जो complex number है, उसको आप लिख सकते हैं ना magnitude n times the phase part exponential है. तो अगर आप वो exponential iota वाला part Pauli operator के साथ शामिल कर दें, it will still remain a unitary. ठीक है. सो मैं उसकी एग्जाम्पल इसलिए ले रहा हूँ कि अक्सर औकात जो हम हैमिल्टोनियन हासिल करते हैं यूजुअली फ्रॉम फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स, दे नेचुरली कम out as a superposition of Pauli operators. So वो जो इनिशियल टेक्निक हमने बड़ी सिंपल सी पढ़ी थी, दैट इज एक्चुअली वेरी पावरफुल एंड वेरी वर्सटाइल and has many applications. So that superposition of Pauli operators can also be converted into this form. So इसका मतलब है कि स्पेशली जो पॉली ऑपरेटर वाला सुपरपोजिशन है उसके लिए आपके पास जो सम्स हैं इनको सिमुलेट करने के दो तरीके आ जाएंगे. एक तो वही जो ट्रॉटर मेथड है, but and then this would be another possibility again, but we might have to use trotter in as part of this algorithm again, but a part of that can be done without using trotter method. अच्छा, इसमें अब पहले जो है I will just describe this बल्कि let me just describe this general problem and we will come to Hamiltonian simulation later. So suppose I'm not right now just talking about the Hamiltonian superposition. We just want to simulate this, operator M. Okay. So later on, we will see how we can use the same idea to simulate Hamiltonian operator. So पहले general जो principle है वो देख लेते हैं कि अगर आपने इसको implement करना है इस operator को, which is the superposition or sum of unitaries, how we can do this, and then we will use this method to simulate Hamiltonian. So इसकी जो simulation है उसके लिए उसको motivate करने के लिए let me actually start from a simple problem. Let's start with an example. Suppose I have an operator M which is sum A naught V naught plus A1 V1. क्योंकि अगर if we know how to simulate this, we can easily see that कि हम इसको भी फिर कर लेंगे. Because the third term you can just add into this and use this circuit plus that one. इसी को iteratively use कर लें. Okay, so इसको simulate करने का जो algorithm है, let me first give the algorithm and then explain how it works. So algorithm is this, that you prepare a state, let's say, let's call it some, some state psi like this, which is proportional to this. यहाँ पे एक normalization constant भी है. Let me put that in here. So let's say A naught plus A1, A naught plus A1. So first we prepare a state like this somehow. For example, अगर आप zero से start करें, so you can see that this type of operator, let's say, which I write A naught A1 minus A1 A naught. अगर आप इसको zero पे apply करें, so we can get this state. If I apply this O on zero, so जो zero state है, it corresponds to 1 0. तो जो 1 0 है, अगर आप इसको इससे multiply करते हैं, you will get A naught जो पहली रो है, और जो सेकंड रो है उसमें you will get A1. ठीक है, तो आपके पास आ जाएगा A naught plus A1 0, और जो सेकंड रो है उसमें A1 आएगा, so that corresponds to qubit 1. So the first step of the algorithm is to prepare a state like this, which is actually proportional to the square root of these coefficients. ये जो नीचे वाला है is just a normalization constant. As an example, if for a single qubit, अगर आप zero पे इस unitary को operate करें, so you can get this state. और इसमें देखें, zero से ये state हासिल करने के लिए all I have to do is prepare a unitary operation which has the first column as the square root of these numbers. जो दूसरे हैं वो मैंने just इस तरह से place किया है that it becomes a unitary operator. ठीक है? Okay. So the first step is to prepare this state. And then the second step, as you can see from right from here, is that I will have to implement V naught with this weight and V1 with this weight. तो उसके लिए जो हम टेक्निक यूज कर सकते हैं वो ये है कि if I can implement V naught and V1 in some boxes, let's say, so step number 2. Suppose I have some circuits that implements my V naught and V1. So V naught और V1 की जो implementation है, this we have already studied. हमने जो poly operator हैं उनकी भी की हुई है, one sparse matrices की भी, and then there are other methods to simulate individual term available as well. So suppose we have access to the circuits that implement V naught and V1. Now all we have to do is let me just draw it here. So this is 0. So some operator O prepares me this state. And there is this other state over which, I have to apply this operator M. Okay. And let's call it, some input state. So that is coming over here. Now, if we the state that is here, if I apply this, if the state is 0, and apply this operator if the state is 1, then let's see what we get. So the second step is that I will have so अगर आप शुरू करना चाहते हैं properly, so we started from here, from state 0 and input, and then in step number 1 we applied operator O to this one, and then input is still as it is, and then this we got A naught V naught plus, sorry, not V naught but 0 1 tensor input. Now this circuit, ये जो part है, this sometime is also called a select V circuit. So then what it is doing, आप इसको दो part में बेशक लिख लें. So इसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ, forget about this part again and again. So ये बन जाएगा A naught 0 input plus A1 1 input. अब ये इस सर्किट से जब हम इसको पास करेंगे तो अगर ये स्टेट 0 है तो V नॉट अप्लाई हो रहा है, अगर स्टेट 1 है तो V1 अप्लाई हो रहा है. इसका मतलब है कि यहां से गुजरने के बाद दिस स्टेट विल बिकम A नॉट 0 V नॉट on the input plus A1 1 V1 on the input. And now after this, all I have to do is undo what we did to this qubit. Okay, so this was O operator. Let me put some O dagger here so that we started from 0, we end at 0. So जब O dagger करेंगे तो ये O है तो इसका O dagger बन जाएगा. Okay, forget about this normalization constant. ये A naught minus A1 A naught, ये O dagger आ गया. अब O dagger जो है when O dagger applies to 0, क्योंकि वो O dagger है तो ये 0 पे अप्लाई होगा तो ये हमें देगा again A0 A1. This will give us A0 0 minus A1 1. और जो O dagger जो है when it is applied to 1, तो ये मैं अच्छा ये मैंने सही लिखा है ये गलत लिखा है? हाँ ठीक है। When it applies to 1, we get 1 जो है is 0 1. तो इसका मतलब है जो 0 स्टेट के करस्पॉन्डिंग है we will get A1 और जो 1 स्टेट है उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग में मिल जाएगा A0 या ठीक है। ये नीचे ये भी है A0 प्लस A1 और इसके नीचे भी A0 प्लस A1। ये इसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं कि O dagger 0 पे ये हमें दे देगा, O dagger 1 पे ये हमें दे देगा। Now do this thing here और इस 0 पे भी अप्लाई करना, इस 1 पे भी करना। इस 0 पे होगा तो वी विल गेट दिस पार्ट, 1 पे होगा तो वी विल गेट दिस पार्ट और उसके बाद ये इसको 0 1 को रिप्लेस कर लें इन टर्म से। फिर लेट मी जस्ट कलेक्ट द टर्म्स करस्पॉन्डिंग टू 0 स्टेट। तो 0 के करस्पॉन्डिंग टर्म आ जाएगी, ये A0 स्क्वायर रूट है तो यहां पे मल्टीप्लाई A0 स्क्वायर रूट होगा तो A0 हो जाएगा इंटू V0 और ये जो 1 की जगह पे ऑपरेट करके जब हम ये रखेंगे तो 0 का कोफिशिएंट आ रहा है A1 स्क्वायर रूट, तो ये A1 स्क्वायर रूट इस A1 स्क्वायर रूट से मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो आई विल गेट A1 इंटू V1 और जो 0 है वो मैंने कॉमन लिया हुआ है ऑन टू दी इनपुट। यहाँ पे नीचे जो है वो ये A0 प्लस A1 का स्क्वायर रूट और ये A0 प्लस A1 का स्क्वायर रूट, आई विल गेट 1 ओवर A0 प्लस A1। इसी तरह लेट्स कलेक्ट दी कोफिशिएंट्स ऑफ वन स्टेट। 1 जो है ये जब 0 पे ये 1 वाला ये पार्ट है, सो दिस इज माइनस A1 स्क्वायर रूट, यहां पे रखेंगे तो ये आ जाएगा माइनस A0 A1 स्क्वायर रूट, A0 A1 स्क्वायर रूट और नीचे वही होगा A0 प्लस A1 दिस। और यहां पे 1 से हमें ये टर्म मिलेगी A0 स्क्वायर रूट इंटू A1 स्क्वायर रूट, वो मैंने कॉमन ले लिया तो ये प्लस के साथ ही आ जाएगा V1 माइनस V0 इंटू इनपुट। सो 0 जो स्टेट है उसके साथ ये कोफिशिएंट आ गया और जो 1 है उसके साथ ये V1 माइनस V0 और साथ में ये आ गया। अब अगर यहां पे हम मेजरमेंट करते हैं, so what we will do, we will measure here. If we get 0, it means the state over here is this। ठीक है, 0 का मतलब है कि आपकी जो स्टेट है फाइनल वो इसको कोलैप्स कर गई। So it means on this output you have A0 V0 plus A1 V1। If you measure and you get 1, it means your state over here has collapsed to V1 minus V0 and this is not what we want. So if we measure 1, we start over again. If we measure 0, we have what we want. And you can check the failure probability. The failure probability is given by the mod square of this coefficient. So this failure probability, let's work out it here. This is equal to A0 A1 over A0 plus A1, क्योंकि ये स्क्वायर रूट है स्क्वायर रूट, तो जो है ये हमारे पास आ जाएगा ये फेलियर प्रॉपर्टी जी। हम्म हम्म हाँ उसका स्क्वायर हो जाएगा जी जी थैंक यू ओके सो दिस इज द फेलियर प्रोबेबिलिटी थैंक यू and this number you can see is less than 1 you can check क्योंकि ये दोनों कोफिशिएंट 1 से छोटे हैं या whatever these coefficients are क्योंकि इन दोनों का सम है नीचे so this is always going to be this for example अगर आप इसको 1 ले लेते हैं इसको k ले लेते हैं so this is 1k this is 1k so this is k over k plus 1 whole square so whatever k is it's always going to be less than 1 so this is a probabilistic implementation of our operator using the linear combination of unit trees operation and this is fundamentally this algorithm is all about तो तरीका ये है कि जो भी आपने लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन इंप्लीमेंट करना है वो जो कोफिशिएंट्स हैं उनके स्क्वायर रूट के मुताबिक यू प्रिपेयर अ स्टेट ठीक है एंड देन यू एसेंशियली सेलेक्ट different operations different terms that you're operating with these combination and then you uncompute what you did here so that you get a state here and then you measure and that's how we are able to get the final state so this state is 0 and if this is 0 it implements our operator as a linear combination of unit trees okay so let's now generalize it अच्छा एक चीज और आप नोट करें जो ये वाला पार्ट है ना सर्किट का I can write it as let's call it just V like this as well J J tensor Vj J from 0 to 1 so 0 0 V V0 plus 1 1 V1 क्यों क्योंकि इसको किसी पे भी अप्लाई करते हैं आप तो अगर वो जीरो स्टेट पे करते हैं तो ये 0 इंटू 0 1 होगा तो ये V0 सेलेक्ट हो जाएगा और अगर 1 पे करते हैं तो 1 इंटू 1 1 होगा और V1 सेलेक्ट हो जाएगा सो ये जो सेलेक्ट V सर्किट है इसको इन जनरल हम इस फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं where you are selecting this operator V based on this state that is written over here so इस केस में चूंकि ये सिंगल क्यूबिट स्टेट थी so it's 0 and 1 but in general this can be more than 1 qubits अच्छा इसमें एक चीज आपने नोट करें कि ये जो यूनिटरी हमने कंस्ट्रक्ट किया ना which converts the input state to the desired linear combination आपको इसका सिर्फ पहला कॉलम स्पेसिफाई करने की जरूरत है the rest you have to put in so that this becomes a unitary operator और जब आपने ये स्टेट even when you have to apply O dagger to get what is coming here even then to specify O daggers you only need this column क्योंकि ये जो O dagger वाला कॉलम है O वाला कॉलम है ये O dagger में ये रो बन जाएगी so this row tells us कि जो दूसरी स्टेट्स हैं 0 1 2 अगर बाकी भी होंगी तो उनका जीरो के अंदर क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन जाता है सो ये रो जो है दिस दिस गिव्स अस द कोफिशिएंट्स फॉर ऑल स्टेट्स दैट गो इनटू जीरो और ये जो है कॉलम है दिस गिव्स अस द कोफिशिएंट्स फॉर जीरो स्टेट गोइंग इनटू ऑल अदर स्टेट्स तो दोनों स्टेप्स में वी ओनली नीड टू स्पेसिफाई दिस और दैट okay but in general you know we know that this is sort of an inefficient process क्योंकि आपने अगर कोई स्टेट साई प्रिपेयर करनी है with certain coefficients so in general that's a hard problem क्यों क्योंकि we have an infinite space वही जो शुरू में आर्गुमेंट्स हमने पिजन होल की मदद से दी थी but there are efficient ways to approximately specify this state psi with these amplitudes let's now generalize it So now in general, let's say we have some operator that takes us from state 0 to this state, which is, J0 to M minus 1. And then we apply, so this 0 goes to here. So our total state is, start from, this is now some log M bits, right? So if you have, let's say, 16 V's, so it means you need 4 qubits to select different ones. So if we have M terms, we need log M qubits for the selection process. जैसे यहाँ पे 2 यूनिटरीज थे ना V0 V1, तो हमें 1 क्यूबिट की जरूरत थी. अगर आपके पास 4 यूनिटरीज हैं, so you need at least 2 qubits to address, all 4 of those unitaries. So in general, you need log M qubits, and then, your input state. So the first part, this O prepares this 0, transform this 0 state into, 0 M minus 1 AI. Balki I only also need a normalization coefficient, which is, the sum of all AIs under the square root. So there's a special symbol actually for that. So 1. So this norm 1 means, you just add them all and put in a square root. So this is this state, and then answer with input. And now our select V circuit is in general J0 to M minus 1, J answer V chain. So you apply this over here. So this becomes sum over J, so sum over I, AI. So this becomes J, and when you apply it on input, it becomes this combinations of this. जब आप इसको इस पे करेंगे तो ये जो J है, इस J के साथ जहां जहां पे ये डॉट प्रोडक्ट 0 है, ये VJ जो है वो अप्लाई होता जाएगा. So we have this, and then you uncompute, you undo this step that you did from here to here. So you apply O dagger on this part, and then when you go back, you become, this becomes A1 mod square now, and this would be sum over I and just the 0 part combination, and AI, AJ, sorry, ये AI है तो ये भी फिर AI है. So let me write AI है, AI, VI, and the input state plus there is something, 1, something. We don't need to worry about that. So this is our state again, and then this 0 is the M log M qubit long state. So you do measurement at the end, and then if it is 0, then you have implemented what you wanted to implement, and if it is not 0, you start again. अगर 2 qubit का circuit देखना चाहते हैं, तो it would be something like this. So this is that operator O. So this is the input state. So for example, we have V0, V1, V2, V3. So let's say 0, 0 select this one, and 0, 1 selects this one, 1, 0 selects this one. one select this one, and then O dagger, and then measurements. And based on the measurement results, we decide if our unitary has been implemented or not. So this is essentially a very simple procedure. The only trouble with this is that you have a non-deterministic, implementation. It's probabilistic implementation, and the failure probability depends on the coefficients. लेकिन it's not a big of a deal. क्यों? क्योंकि there are a couple of ways to increase your probability of implementing this, linear combination of unitaries. कैसे? If you think all of this as sort of, an operator A that, gives you a probability of success, let's say some P probability of finding this linear combination of unitaries at this output. तो हम इसको amplitude amplification की मदद से we can amplify it, and then we can increase the probability. और अलबत्ता इसमें जो issue है वो ये है कि you need to know this value of P अगर आप amplitude amplification इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं. अगर आपको P का पता नहीं है तो then we have those statistical ways. Either you run quantum counting algorithm first on this one to find P, and then you run amplitude amplification algorithm to amplify it. Yeah, we start assuming value of P to be half, and then 1/4, 1/8, and so on. और statistically वहां से हम इसको implement कर लेते हैं. But actually there is one other way that can be used to implement the amplitude amplification. It's called oblivious amplitude amplification. And it works if your M is a unitary operator. अभी तक हमने ये जो in general किया है, this M doesn't have to be a unitary operator, ठीक है? It just has to be a combination of unitaries. So one thing, you might ask, हम तो quantum computing सिर्फ unitary operation implement कर रहे हैं, so how is this being implemented? So you see, M is only acting on part of overall circuit. So that's why M can be non-unitaries. What is required is that all of this is a unitary operator, and this is a unitary operator. So M is just, acting on a block of the input. So that's why it can be non-unitary in general. But if M is unitary, then we can, apply what we call an oblivious amplitude amplification. And this is a very nice, amplitude amplification method. So the reason is this, that for this, you don't need two types of oracles. You actually need only one type of oracle. And let me explain you. Maybe we can go to the next board. अगर आप amplitude amplification को recall करें तो क्या है वो algorithm? Amplitude amplification. We had a unitary operator A, right? Which starts from some state psi, and we say that it transforms this state psi to a linear combination of a good state and a bad state with probability P good state and probability 1 minus P bad state. और good state की जो labeling है वो एक oracle के अंदर होती है, ठीक है? This is an oracle which we used to call OF, Gruber oracle इसको हम कहते हैं. So ये essentially ये करता है कि वो जो good states है ना उनको mark करता है, right? उसको minus sign देता है. So you said the algorithm is all about this thing that we can increase this probability P by a repeated application of this oracle, and then an oracle which is and a circuit which is a special circuit. A dagger इधर आता है या इधर आता है? I think A dagger इधर आता है. So जो ये जो OF है ये सिर्फ मार्क करता है जो आपकी गुड स्टेट है, और जो OF नॉट है ये जीरो स्टेट को मार्क करता है, राइट? अब अगर so let me quickly review this thing. Let's say some S plane. So this is your S state जो कि A psi के बराबर है. So essentially if this is angle theta, it goes to this one reflects to angle minus theta, and then this one reflects around this thing by this angle and so on. And that's how you keep going toward this state. But what if the state that you want to amplify, or the state that you're searching for, is actually the 000 state? ठीक है, ये वैसे तो जनरल भी काम करता है, लेकिन फर्ज करें आप वो जो डेटाबेस में सर्च कर रहे हैं आपको पहले ही पता है कि वो जीरो स्टेट है, तो इसका मतलब है फिर ये वाला ऑरेकल और ये वाला ऑरेकल सेम हो गए. एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज इन दिस थिंग. इसमें अगर आप देखें तो हमने असल में इस स्टेट को एम्पलीफाई करना, जीरो को, और वन को नहीं करना. वो किसके ऑर्थोगोनल नहीं होगी? हाँ हाँ, नहीं हमें स्टेट का तो पता है, लेकिन असल में वो जो बाकी सारी चीजें उसका तो पता नहीं है ना. ठीक है, जो इधर एम्पलीट्यूड्स हैं. सो द पॉइंट इज दिस कि यहां पे आप देखें कि हम असल में इस स्टेट को एम्पलीफाई करना चाहते हैं, एंड वी डोंट केयर अबाउट द रेस्ट. क्यों? क्योंकि ये जो जीरो स्टेट है इसी के साथ है, विच इज व्हाट वी वांट, और जो वन के साथ है दैट इज समथिंग वी डोंट वांट. सो दिस special situation is where OF and OF naught, they are the same. So using this amplification, and for this for this then it's actually the same thing. So you apply this circuit, and then you can use the amplitude amplification on this state, and you can amplify this zero state, and that will almost deterministically implement this linear combination of unitary. क्योंकि हमने ये मेथड भी पहले सीखा हुआ है कि हम जो एम्पलीट्यूड एम्प्लीफिकेशन है वैसे तो वो भी probabilistic algorithm है कि at the end you are not guaranteed to align exactly along your desired state. You know some little bit off, but we know a way of adding another qubit 0 and making sure that we exactly converge to the final state. So now we have a way of sort of almost deterministically implementing this linear combination of unitary method. Okay, so of course all of this assume that we have access to a lot of qubits for doing a lot of work, but if you don't have these much resources in terms of qubit, then perhaps this simple implementation with this just measurement, and here if it is 0 you are done. If it is not 0, you do it a few times, and then of course that scales with the number of unitaries that you have. Okay, so this is a linear combination of unitary circuit. So schematically again I can represent it to like this. So I have some circuit that takes our log m qubit to a state which is proportional to ai, let's call it aj state, and then we have a select v operation, and then we do O dagger, and then we do Mayur. So this is the basic algorithm that can implement this linear combination of unitary operation on this input. Let's see how we can use it for Hamiltonian simulation. So this technique, by the way, is a general technique. You can use it to construct other algorithms as well, because it's not special to Hamiltonian simulation. And now we will see its application to Hamiltonian simulation. Okay. So Hamiltonian simulation में जो हमारा मैट्रिक्स है, जो ऑपरेटर है, it's minus iota ht, where h, let's say, is again some combination of some operators. Let me call it some bj, and instead of vj, let's use a different symbol for this. Let's call it hj. Okay. And suppose these hjs are Pauli operators or one spots matrices and so on. So this can be something that we already know how to implement. Okay, so this is our h, and this is Hermitian. So if I put this h here, then we get u is equal to, but even before putting this h here, I can open this exponential and write it as some k0 to infinity minus I ht square ht power k over k factorial, right? ये हम जो वो एक्सपोनेंशियल स्केलर की डेफिनेशन है, वही डेफिनेशन मैट्रिसेस पे अप्लाई होती है, and we can expand our operator like this. Now for this h, let's substitute this expression from here into here. So this equation becomes minus iota t power k, then over k factorial, sum over j from, let's say, 0 to m minus 1, bj hj power k. I hope that you're able to imagine this problem. ये power k है क्योंकि ये हमने इस unitary operator को expand किया है in terms of its Taylor series. So there are infinite number of terms. And then हमने ये किया है कि ये जो finite sum है terms का, that makes up our Hermitian operator h. Usually there are a few terms only here. Then I'm substituting this one over here for this h. So minus iota t power k और k factorial साइड पे कर लिए, और जो h power k है उसकी जगह पे इस सम को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिए. Now अब हम इस सम को अगर ओपन करें तो ये, बल्कि लेट्स जस्ट सी दिस थिंग. सो ये इस तरह की चीज है, b naught, let's say h naught, b1 h1, b2 h2 all the way to bm minus 1 hm minus 1 power k. अब पावर k का मतलब क्या है कि you have to multiply this k times. So इसका मतलब है कि अगर लेट्स से ये सिर्फ दो टर्म्स है और k2 है तो इसका स्क्वायर ओपन होगा जिसमें इसका स्क्वायर और इनका प्रोडक्ट आ जाएगा. सो स्क्वायर मीन h naught h1 h. अगर क्यूब खोलेंगे तो h naught h naught h naught h naught h naught h1, you will have all possible combinations over here. And since in general we can't assume that h naught and h1 commute, then we will have term h naught h1 h1 h naught. because these are individual operators. So when you open this thing, your U will be of this type. Sum on K0 to infinity minus मैंने नोट्स में माइनस नहीं लिखा हुआ, यहाँ पे माइनस हमने लिखा हुआ है ऑपरेटर्स में, माइनस आता है ना यूनिट इसमें, ठीक है, माइनस आयोटा t power k factorial, and then there are now going to be lot of sums. Let's say sum over j1, j2, j3 all the way to jm. And let's say I will have coefficient bj1, bj2, bjm into h j1, h j2 all the way to h jm. उसकी वजह ये है कि अब इसको आप एक्सपेंड करेंगे तो इट्स नो अ सम ओवर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट टर्म्स. जैसे पहली एक टर्म होगी बी नॉट बी नॉट बी नॉट बी नॉट एच नॉट एच नॉट एच नॉट ऑल द वे टू एम के टाइम्स, ठीक है, एंड दिस सम goes from 1 to k, and then दूसरी टर्म लेट से होगी एच नॉट एच वन समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो डिफरेंट जो कॉम्बिनेशन है दे वुड बी लाइक दिस, एंड we can define some vk as, let's say, minus iota power k hj1 hj2 all the way to hjk, k तक टर्म क्योंकि k पावर है, and then I can write my u as sum over k, sum over all j1 j2 as tk k factorial, and all of this, let me call it some a k b k. Okay, so basically point ये है, आप basic, even if you don't follow any of these things, just start from here कि अगर हम इसको टेलर सीरीज की फॉर्म में एक्सपैंड करें, and then for each term for h we just substitute its linear combination, and then once we put it there, then we will have an expansion of terms that have some coefficient times a product of different terms in this Hamiltonian Hermitian operator. And if these are unitary operators, तो ये जो हैं ये भी unitary operators होंगे. So we have only one condition, that our Hamiltonian is a combination of unitary operators. For example, this is a combination of Pauli operators. So if this is a combination of unitary operator, then the product of these terms will also be a unitary operator. So overall, our U would be a sum of these unitary operators, and we will have a unitary expressed as a linear combination of unitary operators. And then after this, we can use the same method to simulate this Hamiltonian. फॉलो कर रहे हैं इस आर्गुमेंट को? इसमें एक जो है वो छोटा सा मसला है, actually it's quite a big one, and that is this t power k. क्यों? क्योंकि हम को ये जो k पे सीरीज है, we will have to terminate at some point, and if this t is big enough, we will have higher order, we will have a higher amount of error. So then one way is this, again use the combination of Trotter and this. For example, we can divide it with some r and then raised to power r, and then simulate this part using this combination of unitaries, and then apply this thing R times. Okay, so with this way we can reduce error, truncation error, because of truncating this series. क्योंकि ये exactly valid होगी if this goes from k0 to infinity, and if t is large, then we will have a larger error because we do have to truncate at some point. And उसके लिए जरूरी है कि आप शुरू में ही जो t है उसको curtail कर लें. Let's say we divide it with some r so that this time is now smaller, but then we will have to implement this thing r times. Okay, so this actually concludes our introduction to different techniques for Hamiltonian simulation. अब जो हमारी next phase है वो है to go for even more practical algorithms, जिसमें we will be using these different techniques that we studied as sort of subroutines. And just to give you one example, let me. जी सॉरी नहीं देखें, हैमिल्टोनियन सिमुलेशन जो है इट्स यूज्ड इन अ वैरायटी ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स. जो आप सब लोग जिसके शायद सबसे जल्दी रिलेट कर सकते हैं वो है सॉल्यूशन ऑफ श्रोडिंगर इक्वेशन. ठीक है, क्योंकि श्रोडिंगर इक्वेशन जो है बेसिकली इट्स डायनामिक्स by a unitary operator which involves Hamiltonian. So the Hamiltonian simulation technique है, it's directly applicable. But the Hamiltonian simulation alone cannot solve a problem for you even in physics. क्यों? क्योंकि जो physics problem है, let me go to that board. Let's say अगर आप physics की बात करें तो the simplest quantum physics problem is like this, that you want to solve this problem for ground state. ठीक है, और इसके लिए you want to find this state psi and this ground state energy E. So there are two unknowns here, the state and the energy. And there's a constraint as well. The constraint is that this state has to be a ground state. Okay, so अगर आप इसको डायनामिक्स से हैमिल्टोनियन सिमुलेशन से सॉल्व करना चाहते हैं तो we go to time dependent Schrodinger equation, so which tells us that मुझे ये याद नहीं पड़ रही माइनस साइन आता है कि नहीं आता. आता बस ठीक है. Okay, so essentially we can use Hamiltonian simulation and let's say some tricks where we start a certain state and then we adjust the simulation time so that after this much of simulation we end up in a state which is the ground state. And once we have this ground state, then we apply another Hamiltonian simulation onto this and estimates the eigenvalues of this operator. और इसकी जो eigenvalue है, चूंकि this is a unitary operator, इसकी eigenvalue यहाँ पे हमें मिलेगी, that will correspond to energy. So उसके लिए there are a couple of ways. For example, the most common is a variational algorithm, that we start with a state that have certain parameters and then we apply Hamiltonian simulation, we find energy, and then we give it to, let's say, some optimizer. Well, usually it can be a classical computer, or then we simulate it again and different energy values, say we adjust the parameters of the state, just like जो variational method of quantum physics में आपने पढ़ा हुआ, and we try to minimize the energy, and with that we find a set of parameter that does this. और ये जो algorithm we will study in detail, ठीक है, in this course. So that's one application of Hamiltonian simulation. The second maybe is the solution of what is called quantum linear system problem. It is motivated by the classical linear system problem, but it's not exactly equivalent to that. So the quantum linear system problem is that if you have a Hermitian operator A acting on some state X and it's giving you some state B, you know B, you know A, you have to find X. And you are given that this A is Hermitian. आपको पता है क्लासिकली तो ये प्रॉब्लम काफी जनरल होता है. यू आर गिवन दिस आर्बिट्रेरी ए, ठीक है, एंड देन arbitrary B and you have to find X. But quantum physics में first of all you're given a B which is normalized, and at the end if you're lucky at best you can find a normalized state X, right? और जो दूसरी trouble है कि even if you know, let's think about the classical problem. मैं थोड़ा सा आपको ना फर्क बता रहा हूँ. जो classical problem है और quantum उसमें बहुत ज्यादा फर्क है. It's similar to that but it's a different problem. अब classically you are given this column vector B and you have to find this column vector X. But यहाँ पे पहली बात तो ये है कि if you are given a column vector B and you are asked to prepare, let's say, a state B from this zero state, for like you have to initialize your algorithm to this input state B somehow, that itself is an exponentially hard problem. So that's why don't think of this as just a way to solving the classical linear system problem. Quantum इसकी importance बहुत है. Importance ये है कि suppose somehow you have a way where you are getting this B already. और ये normally होगा कि कोई और एक बड़ा algorithm है जिसमें B जो है वो कहीं से already produce हो रही है. So it's coming efficiently from somewhere. Yeah, there's a way to efficiently prepare this state B, and that's very important. So once you have this state B, then you do something on this. I'm not writing this A here. You do some algorithm, and then at the end you get a state which, let's say, would be some superposition state in general. So when you do measurement, you will get some one bit string. You will not be able to find the whole state with these weights XJ. You will have to do many runs in order to do this state tomography to find all of these numbers. So if you're interested in solving the classical linear system of equation on a quantum computer, and in exactly the same way as we do it on a classical computer, then this it's actually an exponentially hard problem to solve over here. So there's no advantage available over here. But if you're interested in solving this part of the problem, that if there's a superposition state that you're already given, and at the end you're not interested in this vector X, but in a state which is a superposition that superposition weights corresponds to different numbers in this state, then there are efficient algorithms and that involve actually Hamiltonian simulation, because this problem is what? This is just an eigenvalue inversion problem. क्योंकि कोई भी जो matrix A है, I can write it as a matrix of eigenvectors, then a matrix with its eigenvalues on the diagonal, and then the if it is normalized, then it's dagger. अगर normalized नहीं है, I can put a minus sign. So then it's X dagger on the other side. And then its inversion, A inversion is just the inversion of this eigenvalues to, let's say, 1 over lambda 1, 1 over lambda 2, all the way to 1 over lambda m. So ये है lambda 1, lambda 2. So जो A inverse is just the inversion of eigenvalues. And then solving this problem is essentially just doing this, and this A inverse is basically just multiplying this the eigenvectors with the inverse of the eigenvalues. थोड़ा सा मैं बाद में ये detail बताऊंगा, but this also involves Hamiltonian simulation. क्यों? क्योंकि इसके eigenvalues find करने के लिए we can exponentiate it, exponential iota A, and then we find its eigenvalues, and we can implement this algorithm. So that's one application of Hamiltonian simulation. जी, Afnan? हम कह रहे हैं कि सिंगल क्यूबिट को वो पैरामीटराइज कर। हाँ, तो देर आर several ways of encoding information into qubits. नहीं, एक्सपोनेंशियल डिफिकल्टी देगी कि इवन इफ आई टेल यू कि मुझे 3 क्यूबिट स्टेट प्रिपेयर कर दें, जो पहली क्यूबिट है उसका थीटा हो 30 डिग्री और उसका फाई हो 40 डिग्री, और जो दूसरी क्यूबिट स्टेट है उसका थीटा हो 10 डिग्रीज और फाई इतना हो, इस तरह। सो डूइंग दिस इज एन एक्सपोनेंशियली हार्ड प्रॉब्लम इन जनरल। मतलब कैसे करेंगे? लेट्स से आप 2-3 को भूलिए, सिंगल क्यूबिट की बात करें। आई टेल यू अ थीटा एंड लैम्डा, कैन यू डू इट इन polynomial number of gates? And you are given a finite set of gates. Let's say वो जो आपको यूनिवर्सल गेट सेट दिया हुआ है 3 गेट्स का, वो आपको गिवन है, वो π/2, π/4 एंड देन यू कैन नेवर डू दैट। आप लेकिन वहां तक पहुंचेंगे कैसे? यू हैव अ डिस्क्रीट सेट ऑफ गेट। फॉर एग्जांपल, अब वो रोटेशन ही थी ना, एक π/8 की थी, एक π/4 की थी आई थिंक, और एक C0 है। तो आप अगर सिंगल क्यूबिट है तो फॉरगेट C0, ठीक है। तो अगर आप सिंगल क्यूबिट को किसी स्टेट में लेके जाना चाहते हैं, यू हैव, नहीं अभी आप सिंगल की बात है, इफ यू कैन डू इट फॉर सिंगल देन आई। सो अगर आप सिंगल की नहीं कर सकते तो मल्टीपल की कैसे करेंगे? नहीं, आप देखें, पहली तो ये बात है, इफ यू कैन प्रिपेयर अ सिंगल क्यूबिट स्टेट इन पोलिनोमियल नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स, हाउ कैन यू डू इट फॉर मल्टीपल क्यूबिट? No, you know, logically sounds flashes to me. अगर आप इसको थोड़ा सा टाइम देंगे तो you'll work it out. Okay, so this is one example. Let me give you a couple of more examples and maybe we'll discuss algorithm next time. For example, बहुत सारे जो optimization problems है ना, one way of solving is this, that we prepare what we call a cost function, ठीक है, and then our goal is to minimize this cost to do something. And one way of solving these problem actually is convert that cost function to a Hamiltonian, an equivalent Hamiltonian, and then find the ground state of that Hamiltonian. ठीक है, जो ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम यही है ना, आप मैक्सिमा फाइंड कर रहे हैं या मिनिमा, मैक्सिमा को भी आप माइनस साइन से मल्टीप्लाई करके मिनिमा में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। सो ऑल ऑफ दीज ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम आर एसेंशियली, अगर आप वो कॉस्ट फंक्शन को हैमिल्टोनियन में कन्वर्ट कर दें तो व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर इज अ ग्राउंड स्टेट ऑफ द हैमिल्टोनियन। So the Hamiltonian simulation, it's not only relevant for physics, actually it's very relevant for these optimization problem. And we will study one algorithm जो फरहान जिस पे काम कर रहे हैं, QAOA, in the next class, कि कैसे जो है वो आप उसको जो हैमिल्टोनियन सिमुलेशन से कैसे ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। इसी तरह इसके अलावा और जो पॉसिबल प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं हैमिल्टोनियन सिमुलेशन के, ये अलजेब्राइक प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, फिजिक्स रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है, एंड ऑप्टिमाइजेशन रिलेटेड। सो इस वक्त मेरे जहन में ये 3 एप्लीकेशंस हैं, बट पोटेंशियली यू नो देयर कैन बी मोर देन दैट। हाँ, वो जो बल्कि सर्च एल्गोरिथम्स हैं, वी डिड इट यू नो लाइक दैट एज वेल। और जस्ट एक और पॉइंट, आप ये ना समझें कि यहाँ पे जो क्वांटम वाला प्रॉब्लम है, दिस अज्यूम दिस ए टू बी हर्मिशियन, और यहाँ पे दिस ए इज जनरल, सो दैट्स नॉट अ बिग ऑफ अ हर्डल। हम इस किसी भी हर्मिशियन, अगर आपको प्रॉब्लम जनरल भी गिवन है ना, तो यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू हर्मिशियन यू नो मैट्रिक्स ए प्रॉब्लम। सो जी ना हो तब भी हो सकते हैं। आप अगर कोई भी मैट्रिक्स ले लें दुनिया का, ठीक है, put it in here that it doesn't matter square or not, this is a unitary matrix. So we can prepare, you know, matrices of our choice. बल्कि नहीं, ये यूनिटरी नहीं, ये हर्मिशियन मैट्रिक्स है, सॉरी, क्योंकि यही होता है ना, कुछ का डैगर लें, ट्रांसपोज डैगर, तो वो अपने बराबर आना चाहिए। तो ये मैंने इस तरह से रख दी है कि दिस इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी अ हर्मिशियन। हाँ, तो अगर वो नहीं है तो ये एसपीडी ही इस्तेमाल होगी ना, वो तो है अगर आप उसको कुछ करना चाहते हैं। और बाय द वे, ये जो सिंगुलर वैल्यू डिकम्पोजिशन है, इस कोर्स में वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दैट, बट जस्ट यू नो इन द लास्ट 1 or 2 years there is a whole different approach of all quantum algorithms that we have studied is visualizing every algorithm as a transformation of singular values of an operator, and then we can reimagine all of these algorithms in that way. It's a sort of a unifying framework of thinking about all types of algorithms. It's a little bit, you know, a different way of thinking. We won't be doing this in this course. So, एक तो time कम है, दूसरा it, you know, has a certain value in other ways, but जब आप when you sit down on a computer and start implementing, then of course ये जो already हमने algorithms देखे हैं, that's you know you have to do in that way. So उसका फायदा ये है, it helps you think about, you know, new algorithms. बल्कि देखेंगे अगर time हुआ at the end तो we might, you know, paper, बल्कि उस पे एक दो talks भी हैं, I can share with you guys, you know. Okay, so any questions? So next class से we will begin variational quantum algorithm, quantum optimization algorithms, और फिर जो है hopefully 2-3 lectures इस पे लगाएंगे. Then we will go on to simulating quantum physics problems. और जो वेरिएशनल एल्गोरिदम्स हैं उन्हीं की मदद से हम we will do most of the stuff. और उसका फायदा ये है कि then after this course आप you can, you know, nicely transition to quantum machine learning as well, because quantum machine learning is essentially based on these variational algorithms. बल्कि IBM का जो ये लास्ट समर का कोर्स है उसका एटलीस्ट जो सेकंड हाफ है वही आपको कवर, उसका फर्स्ट हाफ ऑलमोस्ट हम इस कोर्स में कर लेंगे. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow. Okay, आसिफ, आई होप कि आपको आवाज आती रही है.
जी सर, आवाज सही थी फिर.
Okay, okay, thank you.